Good morning. Welcome to Morning Special. 여러분 안녕하세요. 10월 23일 수요일 최수진의 Morning Special입니다. One of the pillar subjects when we learn, besides language, is the world of numbers through maths. And for some, it's an exciting, different way of seeing and calculating the world. For others, it's literally a whole new and different universe. Well, for both former and the latter, a special event is inviting everyone to explore maths like you've never before. 부산시 교육청은요, 이번 주말 26일부터 이틀간 부산항국제전시 컨벤션 센터에서 신명나는 수학을 주제로 수학축제를 연다고 합니다. 수학축제는 보고 만지고 활동하면서 수학을 체험하는 프로그램으로 이뤄지는 만큼 다양한 행사와 이색적인 이벤트들이 많이 준비된다고 합니다. 가령 방 탈출 게임은요, 제한된 공간과 시간에 팀별로 주어진 수학 미션을 해결하는 프로그램이라는데요. 이건 저도 한번 도전해보고 싶네요. Certainly a fun way of approaching an otherwise difficult subject. And with that in mind, I am going to give you today's first quiz question. Math, or maths as we say in England, is the abbreviated form of 1번 mathematics, 2번 mathematician. 보통 수학을 미국에서는 math라고 하고요. 영국에서는 maths라고 하는데 이게 뭐의 약자일까요? 1번 mathematics. 네, 스펠링 읽어드리겠습니다. mathematics. 아니면 2번 mathematician. mathematican. 네, 굉장히 긴 단어들인데요. 번호만 보내주시면 됩니다. 1번일까요? 2번일까요? 청취자 여러분의 많은 참여 기다리고 있습니다. 퀴즈 정답 보내주신 분들 중에 초청을 통해서 총 5분께 쿨링 스포츠 젤 보내드릴게요. 또 여러분의 소식과 소감 그리고 방송 중 궁금한 질문 있으시면 보내주세요. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. Okay, then let's kick off today's show with today's global headlines. 세계 각국 언론사들의 어떤 헤드라인이 올라왔는지 살펴보는 시간입니다. Touch Global Headlines.
The Liberal Party in Canada has won the 43rd general election, allowing Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to stay in power for another term.
제43대 캐나다 총선에서 집권 자유당이 승리함에 따라 주스틴 트루도 총리가 재집권에 성공했습니다.
Japanese Emperor Naruhito has formally pledged to work for world peace while he ascended to his throne in the first enthronement ceremony since the end of World War II.
전후에 출생한 첫 일왕으로서 즉위를 선언한 나루히토 일왕이 세계 평화와 헌법 준수를 언명했습니다.
Israel's long-standing Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said he cannot form a government, handing the opportunity to his political rival.
베냐민 네타냐후 이스라엘 총리가 또다시 연립정부 출범에 실패해 벼랑 끝에 몰렸습니다.
U.S. military vehicles have been pelted with potatoes and stones while withdrawing from two Kurdish-dominated cities in Syria.
시리아 북부 쿠르드족 거점 지역에 주둔했던 미군이 이라크로 이동하는 과정에서 쿠르드족 주민들에게 쓰레기와 돌멩이 세례를 받았습니다.
The National College entrance exam is scheduled to take place on November 14th, with public transportation and working hours at government offices to be affected.
대학 수학 능력 시험이 치러지는 다음 달 14일 관공서 등의 출근 시간이 1시간 늦춰지고 등교 시간대 대중교통 운행이 증편됩니다. And with the headlines and more, I'm joined by none other than Sean Lim. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning. It's great to be back.
It's great to have you here. How have you been?
Good. I think people have been able to hear me late at night. So if you're a night owl, then you know I've been doing a program here.
Yes,
but other than that,
of
I'm
course.
here. Just filling in. And yeah, great to
Yeah.
see you guys, see the team again.
Thank you so much, because Steve is right now very sick.
Yeah.
He came down with the cold. He's been sick, actually, for several days. And yesterday he said, I'm just going to have to call in sick. I just cannot do another live show.
Right, this live early morning grind
Yeah.
is a bit tough.
Yeah, so thank you so
Of
much.
course.
And of course, I mean, everyone knows who Sean is. You've been with the show and with EBS for such a long time. The headline today was about, not the headline, the opening rather, was about maths. We say maths in England, you say
Yeah.
math in America.
Right.
Were you a bit of a math whiz kid when you were younger?
Maybe when I was in preschool
Really?
or, in elementary school.
I mean, you went to a good school. You must have been pretty good.
But by the time it got to the advanced mathematics,
Yeah.
I
Hard,
thought it was just so difficult.
But did you love it? Was there a point in your life when you thought, this is so fun? Because I had that. I know this sounds very, very nerdy. But when I was in primary school and also middle school in England, I loved maths. It was actually my favourite subject
It was.
because of the way that they taught it. Now that I look back.
right.
Because it wasn't
have a
just
good teacher.
rote learning or just
Yeah.
memorizing equations. Almost all the time we had strings and,
Yeah.
objects. And we would just
associated with
measure things and sort of compare. It was always so fun.
And it was like a game.
Yeah, it
and
was.
Especially if your teacher gave you a little prize or a
Exactly.
sticker or something.
Well, if you're in Busan or if you're heading there this weekend, you can take part in the 신명나는 수학 축제. And this is a math festival where you can do exactly that. Sort of feel objects, compare them, play games,
Yeah.
and inadvertently be more knowledgeable in maths. So, I mean, for parents, I think this is a great idea for their kids.
Definitely. Yeah.
그렇습니다. 와, 굉장히 많은 분들이 지금 메시지를 보내주고 계세요. 김미정 님이요. 와, 션쌤이다. 반가워요. 요즘 입트 영문법 잘 듣고 있습니다. One of your fans there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to see that. What a dedicated student.
EBT는 영문법 요즘 션 선생님이 진행하고 계시죠. 전수경 님이 와, 션 쌤이에요? 끼야! 너무 좋아요. 쌤 나오실 것 같았어요. They knew. 서수키 님이요. 목소리가 너무 좋으신 션 선생님이네요. 반갑습니다. 라고 보내주셨습니다. 네.
Wow. Well, thank you, everybody. Yeah, it's great to be here.
Well, here's a message from some teachers, including a math teacher. 송정선 님이요. 어제 사연이 소개된 교사 송전선입니다. 출근길에 사연이 소개된 것도 기쁜데 같은 교무실 쓰는 김정은 수학 선생님, 조용득 수학 선생님도 모스 팬이라서 방송을 듣고 축하를 해주셔서 더 좋았어요. 우리 교무실 모든 분들이 모스를 응원합니다. 라고 보내주셨어요. Thank you. Wow. Can't imagine a whole staff room at a school listening to us, but this is what's going on right now.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Right. Maybe it helps the morning coffee also,
Yeah.
settle.
Wow. I mean, no pressure for us. But thank you so much. That's lovely. Keep those messages coming in. We have, of course, prizes to give out in the first hour as well. So send in the answer to the quiz. If you'd like to listen to the headlines again, you can do so by visiting our website. In the meantime, let's go over the stories. What is our first headline, Sean?
The Liberal Party in Canada has won the 43rd general election, allowing Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to stay in power for another term.
네, 제43대 캐나다 총선에서 집권 자유당이 승리함에 따라 주스틴 트루도 총리가 재집권에 성공했습니다. Wow, he is back in power.
He is back in power, so Justin Trudeau was able to maintain the plurality, but he wasn't able to get a majority. So this means that it's going to be a lot harder for him to pass legislation.
Because he was embroiled in lots of different scandals. There was the
Yeah.
blackface scandal
Right.
and other corruption scandals as well.
Yeah, about influencing a former minister in a legal situation.
Right.
And so a lot of these elections are also referendums on the
They are.
prime minister. So he's going to have to now form a coalition government or find ways to create a majority. His party is expected to win 157 seats. That's 13 short.
Right.
And
Because they needed 170 for the majority.
so most likely he'll go over to the left-leaning New Democratic Party.
I see.
And they have 24 seats. The opposition conservatives got 121 seats, and that's up from 95.
Right.
They got the majority of the popular vote, but the way the election works is that they still didn't get the majority of the seats. But they are also not very happy with the outcome. But they did get a better result from the last election.
Which was 4 years ago. 맞아요. 지난 이제 42대 캐나다 총선에서는 저스틴 트루도 총리가 굉장히 혁신적인 아주 반짝반짝 빛이 나는 그런 인물이었죠. 뭐 압도적인 과반 의석을 차지했을 뿐만 아니라 굉장히 많은 기대를 안고 총리직을 얻게 됐었는데 이번 같은 경우에는 과반 의석 확보에는 실패를 했습니다. 170석이 필요했거든요. 그런데 157석을 확보했기 때문에 아마도 이제 다른 정당과의 연립정부를 꾸려야 할 것으로 보여집니다. 물론 꾸리지 않을 수도 있다고 해요. 그렇게 되면은 이제 소수 정당으로서 뭐 저스틴 트루도의 정당이 될 수도 있겠지만 아마도 이제 연립정부를 꾸릴 것으로 보여지고 그 다음에는 이렇게 과반 의석을 차지하지 못한 것 자체가 어떻게 보면은 사람들이 좀 어느 정도 심판을 한 것이다. 그런 목소리로 좀 받아들이는 것 같습니다. This could help to maybe humble the Prime Minister, if you will, because, he has, of course, apologized, but the results show that he didn't get a majority. That could maybe steer his policies in the future.
Right. One of the biggest things that he was criticized for was his environmental record. He was supporting the Trans Mountain oil pipeline expansion project, and that really went against his, really, modern woke image, of being, part of the new generation of progressives. But it also other analysts said that he did keep about over 90% of his election promises.
Yeah.
So he
and
really did do a good job there.
one of the big things on the upside is the economy.
Yeah.
Canada's economy is doing very well right now. And they say, that is in part thanks to the United States, but also Justin Trudeau's leadership.
Right.
So I guess they're saying, we will forgive you. Keep bringing in money, I suppose, or keeping the money in the country and focus on environmental issues as well. 네, 그래서 이번에 이제 저스틴 트루도가 재집권에 성공을 했다라는 소식이고요. Also in Canada, there's something related to a Korean person that was also very good news indeed. So I think I'll briefly mention that. 캐나다 이번 총선에서요. 또 한인 최초로 연방 하원 의원이 탄생했다는 반가운 소식도 들립니다. 교사 출신의 넬리 신이라는 인물인데요. 77년도에 캐나다로 이민을 간 한인 1.5세입니다. Alright, let's go on to our second headline.
Japanese Emperor Naruhito has formally pledged to work for world peace while he ascended to his throne in the first enthronement ceremony since the end of World War II.
네, 전후에 출생한 첫 일왕으로서 즉위를 선언한 나루히토 일왕이 세계 평화와 헌법 준수를 언명했습니다.
So if we recall, his father, Akihito, became the first Japanese monarch to abdicate in 2 centuries. He's 85. And so now we've seen the official enthronement of the new emperor, Naruhito. And so he went to the ceremony. He went in front of a simple throne. He was in burnt orange robes with a black headdress and an ancient sword and a box jewel. 2 of the so-called 3 sacred treasures were placed beside him.
Right. And many representatives from around the world took part in the ceremony. At least they witnessed this throning ceremony, if you will. A Korean member was there as well. I believe the Prime Minister.
Right, our Prime Minister was there. Yeah.
네. 이낙연 총리 등 이제 180개국의 대표가 참석한 자리에서 어제 이렇게 즉위식이 열렸고요. What did the Emperor say?
So the emperor was pledging to work on world peace.
Well, peace, yeah.
And he wanted to create a very conciliatory atmosphere, saying that his role is symbolic.
Yeah.
And so it looks like he really wants to, maintain this kind of like pacifist stance of the royal family.
이제 나루히토 왕세자 같은 경우에는 이제 평화, 세계의 평화를 바란다라는 얘기를 어제 했는데요. 이게 언뜻 들었을 때는 사실 아베 총리가 일본을 이제 전쟁 가능 국가로 만들겠다라고 하는 이 방향과는 다소 좀 차이가 있어 보입니다. 좀 대비가 되고 있지만 뭐 사실 일본의 일왕은 헌법적으로 어떤 정치적인 권한이 있지는 않아요. 그래서 지금 뭐 ceremonial, symbolic 이런 표현을 써주셨는데 어쨌든 온도 차이는 좀 있어 보입니다. This will be the start of the Reiwa era. And what's interesting, as you mentioned in your headline there, is that he's the first Japanese emperor to have been born after the war. He didn't experience the war.
Right.
He had a different upbringing.
Yeah, and it seems as if he's 59, so,
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that sounds a little bit older, but in this world, that's a young emperor.
Yeah.
And so, with his different perspective, and the way that, I guess, emperors may do diplomacy. Through his speech, he said he wanted to abide by the Constitution. And so, in the world of diplomacy, that's a major statement because that goes
Yeah.
directly against Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, who wants to change the Constitution.
Yes.
So we may be seeing a bit of a rift at the top, but we have to see how it plays out in Japanese politics. How much of how close does the new emperor want to get towards that line? He says he wants to be about peace, and being about peace is maintaining the Constitution. But if his own prime minister is going to change the Constitution, how much is he going to step out of that symbolic role?
그러네요. 헌법적으로 헌법을 지키는 범주 내에서 평화를 유지하고 싶다라고 말하는 일왕과 그다음에 헌법을 개정하고 싶다라고 말하고 싶은 아베 총리와의 약간의 차이는 있습니다만 어쨌든 이제 레이와 시대를 뜻하는 이제 아름다운 조화 일본에서 좀 기대를 해보겠습니다. Let's go on to our next headline.
Israel's long-standing Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said he cannot form a government, handing the opportunity to his political rival.
베냐민 네탄야후 이스라엘 총리가 또다시 연립정부 출범에 실패해 벼랑 끝에 몰렸습니다. This has been the second time he was given an opportunity to form a coalition, and he's failed.
Right, so there's been a lot of elections recently in Israel trying to solidify the government there, but Netanyahu was not able to build a coalition yet again. And so his rival Benny Gantz of the Blue and White Party will now be invited to attempt to form a government.
Right, and of course this is bad news for Netanyahu. The two are not on good terms. And some people are saying, an alternative to Benny Gantz forming the coalition, because he might fail as well, would be a third election. And we'll just have to see some of the different scenarios that are possible right now, what I'm talking about. 네, 베냐민 네탄야후 총리가 이제 두 번의 기회가 주어졌습니다. 과반 의석을 차지를 못했기 때문에 연립정부를 만들어야 되는 상황이었는데 데드라인을 놓쳤어요. 그래서 연립정부 출범을 하지 못했고 그로 인해서 이제 반대 측의 베니 간츠에게 이 역할이 주어질 것으로 보여집니다만 아직까지는 전문가들이 확실한 것은 아니다. 다시 한번 선거가 이뤄질 수도 있다라는 얘기까지 나오고 있네요. Things are looking quite muddled up over there in Israel.
Because Netanyahu's party won 32 seats. Gantz's party won 33 seats. If they combined, then Netanyahu would remain prime minister in name, but Gantz would have more power, so he would really be the prime minister. So then that would be a little bit uncomfortable. And then Netanyahu right now is already facing corruption allegations, going through a lot behind the scenes that are threatening his leadership.
Right. It looks like all across the world people are trying to cooperate in some way or another, but are facing lots of hurdles. Let's go on to our next headline.
U.S. military vehicles have been pelted with potatoes and stones while withdrawing from two Kurdish-dominated cities in Syria.
시리아 북부 쿠르드족 거점 지역에 주둔했던 미군이 이라크로 이동하는 과정에서 쿠르드족 주민들에게 쓰레기와 돌멩이 세례를 받았습니다.
So we're seeing video footage of people on the ground and their reaction to the withdrawal of U.S. military troops. These residents were shouting, "No America, America liar, like rats, America is running away." So this does show that there are people on the ground who are very upset and do feel very betrayed by the United States for pulling out after Donald Trump made that decision.
In fact, I think one of the expressions that the people used was traitor because they feel very much like, the Washington just left them without any prior warning. 이렇게 배신자라는 얘기까지 나왔다고 하고요. 돌멩이, 쓰레기 등등을 이제 던지면서 이 지역, 쿠르드 지역에 주둔해 있던 미군이 이제 옆 국가인 이라크로 옮겨가는 과정에서 이런 일이 있었다고 합니다. 시리아에 주둔해 있던 미군 한 1,000명 정도가 있었는데 그중에서 700명이 이라크로, 그다음에 한 200~300명은 남부 시리아로 재배치된다고 하죠. So they're going to be redeployed to different regions, but this particular very, very troubled region of northern Syria is right now just not protected at all.
Right. So before returning to the United States, these troops will go to Iraq to protect some oil interests or areas.
지금 동영상을 보이는 라디오로 보여드리고 있습니다. You can actually see the people throwing things. I think stones or trash. I can't exactly see what they're throwing, but they are throwing towards the tanks and the cars, obviously filled with the American forces.
Right. Yeah. It's an unfortunate visual. And to give Donald Trump's perspective, he says that it's part of his campaign pledge to disengage from international conflicts as part of his America First campaign.
아직도 트럼프 대통령은 별로 후회를 하지 않는 것 같네요. Let's go on to our final headline.
The National College entrance exam is scheduled to take place on November 14th, with public transportation and working hours at government offices to be affected.
대학 수학 능력 시험이 치러지는 다음 달 14일 관공서 등의 출근 시간이 1시간 늦춰지고 등교 시간대의 대중교통 운행이 증편됩니다.
So the Sunung, or the College Scholastic Aptitude Test, will affect over 540,000 students who are expected to sit for this year's test, and it will take place from 8:40 a.m. to 5:40 p.m. at 1,185 schools across the country.
Right. This is actually down roughly about 40,000 or 46,000, I think, compared to the year prior. But nonetheless, lots of people will be going to the test sites, very nerve-wracking time of the year. And as is customary in Korea, transportation will either be stopped or more buses or, public transportation will be running in the particular areas that the students need to get to the schools.
Right. So opening hours at public and municipal offices will be postponed to 10 a.m. So workers won't have to compete with children going to school. And so we could clear the motorways there. And the Education Ministry has also asked private sector companies to also delay their working hours to prevent the morning rush hour traffic. And then additional public transportation will be in operation with more subways and buses running than usual from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Right. And the all-important English listening part of the exam will take place from 1:10 to 1:35 for 25 minutes. And during those 25 minutes, no planes will be able to land or take off.
Right.
So, very interesting.
It's probably the only country in the world where they
do that.
halt all air flights and military drills.
Yes. All right. Well, those are our headlines for this morning. Let's now remind our listeners once more of the quiz.
Math is the abbreviated form of number 1, mathematics, or number 2, mathematician.
총 5분께 추첨을 통해서 쿨링 스포츠 젤 보내드릴 거고요. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045, 또 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. Let's take a song break. And when we come back, we'll look at your messages. This is Citizens with True Romance. You're listening to Morning Special with myself, Choi Soo-jin, and Sean. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Let's take a look at your messages. 5474라는 아이디 쓰시는 분이요. 우리 아들 수학을 꽤나 좋아했었는데 요즘은 폰 게임에 밀렸어요. 방탈출 게임도 늘 해보고 싶다고 했었는데 가까이 부산에서 수학 축제가 있다니 꼭 가봐야겠네요. 다시 수학을 사랑하면 좋겠어요. 유용한 정보, 모스, 감사합니다. 라고 보내주셨습니다. You're welcome. Yeah, go and check it out.
Yeah, that would be fun. I think it's more interesting to go to a math festival than to
Play games
escape
on your
room.
Oh, well, they have an escape room at the math festival.
Oh, where you have to use the formulas to escape.
Exactly.
Oh, then that's good.
That's going to be really, really fun. So,
That's more useful.
Absolutely. It's going to be at the 국제 전시 Convention Center from the 26th for 2 days. So go and check it out. 김다연 님이요. 이렇게 좋은 모닝 스페셜 왜 우리 아빠는 안 들으려고 할까요? 라고 보내주셨습니다. 왜 그럴까요? 들어주세요, 아버님.
Maybe he's not awake. Wake him up.
Wake him up. 양우아 님이요. 굿 모닝 수진쌤, 쇼온쌤. 저는 수학을 정말 어려워했어요. 오프닝에서처럼 재미있게 접했다면은 수학을 조금 즐겁게 느끼지 않았을까 하는 생각이 듭니다. 이번 주에 친구네와 함께 부산 여행 계획돼 있는데 이렇게 딱 필요한 정보를 주시다니요 라고 보내주셨어요. That's fantastic. Yeah, I think if I had only memorized equations, I might not have liked math so much. But because I was able to compare, see, touch, feel, and do all of that, I just loved it when I was younger.
Good. Yeah. I feel the opposite.
Really?
If only I had memorized it more. Because if you can't do anything without
of course.
the equations and stuff,
but for
I think
me,
it would be more fun.
the using all of my different senses was the motivation for me to then go on and memorize all these different equations. And so when I was younger, and this was a long time ago, I was not bad at math, and I just felt really exhilarated when I got an answer correct, because with math, what's great is you can find your way to the right answer, and it doesn't have to be the same way that every other person solves that question.
Right. But there's always one answer.
There is only one answer.
But there's different ways to it.
Exactly. Yes. 저는 그 부분이 어렸을 때 너무 좋았어요. 정답은 하나지만 정답으로 가는 길이 정말 많잖아요. 근데 영국에서 자라면서 그런 여러 가지 방법들을 선생님이 항상 수용을 해주셨어요. 와우, 새로운 방법을 찾아냈구나. 좀 칭찬을 해주시고. 그래서 한 가지 방법이 아니라는 것에 저는 너무 큰 기쁨을 느꼈었거든요.
Right. Yeah, that's also a very good mindset.
그리고 어떤 땐 수학 시간에 날씨가 좋으면 밖에 나가서 나무 밑에 앉아가지고 도형들 우리가 막 만지면서 잔디밭에 앉아서 수학 공부를 했던 기억도 납니다. 선생님 이제 도형 가르칠 때는 그런 식으로 해서 너무너무 재밌었는데 점점 어려워지긴 하더라고요.
That's probably why she was, trying to soften the pain.
All right. Well, keep sending in your messages and greetings. Today we have 2 + 2 + 2 - 1 cooling sports gels for you. 근데 제가 한 가지 진짜 못하는 거, 산수 정말 못해요. 왜냐면 영국에서 저는 처음부터 계산기로만 이 암산이 아니죠. 덧셈 뺄셈 나누기 곱하기는 다 계산기로만 했었거든요. 그 외에 어려운 것들은 이제 직접 풀고, 그래서 정말 산수는 머리로 하는 건 잘 안 됩니다. 그 아까 2 더하기 2 더하기 2 빼기 1 5겠죠? Alright, send in your answers. In the meantime, let's look at our news focus stories. 자, 첫 번째 뉴스 포커스 보도록 하겠습니다. This is exciting news. 이집트 남부의 유적 도시 룩소르에서 3,000년 전 고대 목관 30개가 새로 발견됐습니다. 정교한 조각과 다양한 색채가 고스란히 남아있다고 하는데요. Let's listen to the story.
Authorities in Egypt revealed a cache of 30 ancient wooden coffins containing mummies. It is the largest discovery of mummies in over a century and the first to be found by an Egyptian-led mission. The 3,000-year-old coffins are reportedly exceptionally well preserved. They contain the mummified remains of middle-class men and women, as well as 2 children. They are adorned with intricate carvings and designs depicting deities and spells to allow the soul to navigate the afterlife. Visitors will be able to view the mummies in the Grand Egyptian Museum at the end of the year.
Archaeologists and historians are just thrilled because apparently this site was an area that people had just, ignored. Yeah, they had no idea for years and years, and now they found it. And we have the video on our 보이는 radio right now. They are all very much intact.
Yes, very well preserved. And apparently the colors are still there because they used natural stones. So, stones sort of last forever. So if you grind up stones and you use them as paint. And then apparently the glazing was like some mixture of natural ingredients, including eggs.
Oh, wow. Interesting. 3,000년 전에 만들어진 고대 목관이 발견됐다라는 아주 굉장히 신명나는 소식인데요. cash이라는 표현이 여기서 쓰였어요. What is a cash?
Right. So we're not talking about C-A-S-H, which would just be money. We're talking about C-A-C-H-E. So a cache in this case means a hiding place or a secure place of storage.
네.
So you can call a safe like a 금고 as like a cache, or you can call like even a place in your closet as a cache.
Right.
Like, oh, that's my cache. Even if it's like nothing that's that valuable, you can say, oh, that's my cache of sweaters for the winter.
아, 그래요. 그래서 여기서는 원래 cash, C-A-C-H-E는 은닉처라는 뜻이 있는데 그동안에 전혀 몰랐던 비밀스러운 곳이기 때문에 이렇게 cash라는 표현을 썼고 이 안에 있는 이제 30개의 목관이 발견된 것입니다. Let's look at a few more expressions here. Near the bottom of the article, it says they are adorned with carvings.
Right, so if something is adorned, it is decorated, it's accessorized. You put something on something to make it pretty.
그렇죠. 장식하다, 장식되다라는 의미로 여기서는 보시다시피 그냥 목관이 아니라 색깔도 굉장히 예쁘고요. 그다음 장식까지 되어 있다라는 뜻인데 실제 뭐 이렇게 붙여진 장식이 아니라 여기서 말하는 장식이라는 것은 carving을 말합니다. So here we're not actually talking about something that's been stuck to the actual coffins, but we're looking at intricate carvings.
Yeah, so if something's intricate, that means it's detailed, and it's complex.
그렇죠. 굉장히 정교하게 carving이 되어 있는데요. 그래서 장식이라기보다 뭐 꾸며졌다 이렇게 표현을 하는 게 더 좋을 것 같네요. And of course, one more expression, afterlife.
Afterlife, it's essentially death, but it's the belief that after you die, that there's something that happens afterwards, that you have some sort of journey, or if you have some life, or there's something else that goes on.
Yeah, and that's why they made these so beautiful. Afterlife라는 것은 이제 뭐 사후 세계, 내세라는 뜻이 있죠. 죽어서도 또 이렇게 아름다운 그 커핀에서 죽게 되면은 또 더 잘 산다라는 믿음이 있었다고 합니다. Let's listen to the story one more time.
Authorities in Egypt revealed a cache of 30 ancient wooden coffins containing mummies. It is the largest discovery of mummies in over a century and the first to be found by an Egyptian-led mission. The 3,000-year-old coffins are reportedly exceptionally well preserved. They contain the mummified remains of middle-class men and women, as well as 2 children. They are adorned with intricate carvings and designs depicting deities and spells to allow the soul to navigate the afterlife. Visitors will be able to view the mummies in the Grand Egyptian Museum at the end of the year.
자, 두 번째 뉴스 포커스입니다. 일본 도쿄 도심의 지상 70층 높이 350m의 초고층 목조 빌딩을 짓는 프로젝트가 시작됐는데요. Let's listen to the story.
Tokyo has moved another step closer in its quest to open a 70-story skyscraper made of wood in 2041. At a cost of 6 trillion won, the 350-meter building will become the world's tallest to be made of wood. Japanese media reports the developers completed fire assessments of the tower, which will be made of 90% wood and 10% steel. Even if there were a continuous 3-hour fire, the structure would remain intact. If completed, the project aims to spark a revolution in high-rise construction to create urban forests. There's also the added advantage that wooden structures perform better in earthquakes.
Wow, the tallest wooden structure building in the world is in the works, and we're expecting this to be done by 2041.
That's a long way to wait. Yes.
Yeah.
2041.
와우. 지금 보이는 라디오로요. 영상을 하나 보여드리고 있는데요. 이미지입니다. This is what it would look like once it's completed. Wow. And surprisingly enough, this can withstand fires quite well as well. Apparently, it wouldn't burn for about 3 hours. They've made sure that, because it's wood, you might think, wouldn't it burn easily? But that's not the case. And you mentioned earthquakes as well, which is definitely a big thing to consider in Japan. So, the quest.
Yes, a quest is a mission, a goal, or journey, especially used when you're saying that you have a long road ahead of you, you have a long journey. That might be difficult. So this is a quest. If you really want to make the world's tallest skyscraper of wood, and it's going to take until 2041, I would definitely call that a quest.
네, 그렇습니다. 어떤 도전이라고도 볼 수 있을 것 같고요. 퀘스트의 사전적인 정의는 이제 탐구라고 합니다. And another expression in this article would be it would remain intact, that is, even if it were to be set on fire for some reason.
Right. So if there was a continuous fire for 3 hours, the structure would remain intact. That means the structure would remain whole, it would remain full, it would be complete, it would be the same as it was before the fire, essentially.
네, 그렇습니다. 3시간까지도 이제 화재 발생 시 크게 변형이 없을 수 있는 그런 목조 건물이라고 합니다. 그래서 intact 그러면은 온전하다, 훼손되지 않은 상태를 말하거든요. 아까 뉴스 포커스 넘버 1에서도 그 커핀 안에 있는 머미들이 very intact라는 표현을 다른 외신에서 볼 수 있습니다. And let's just look at one more expression here. The added advantage would be that it's going to be a very well-performing structure in earthquakes.
Right. So added advantage means an additional benefit or favorable condition. So, or a lot of times people say the added plus of this would be that it would perform better in an earthquake. Wooden structures perform better in earthquakes because they can flex and bend with the shaking.
그렇습니다. Added advantage가 여기서는 어떤 추가적인 장점이라고 볼 수도 있겠죠. 지진에 대비해서 건물을 일본에서는 많이 짓는데 이렇게 철로 된 건물보다는 목조 건물이 지진에 있어서는 훨씬 내구성이 좋다고 합니다. Let's listen to the story one more time.
Tokyo has moved another step closer in its quest to open a 70-story skyscraper made of wood in 2041. At a cost of 6 trillion won, the 350-meter building will become the world's tallest to be made of wood. Japanese media reports the developers completed fire assessments of the tower, which will be made of 90% wood and 10% steel. Even if there were a continuous 3-hour fire, the structure would remain intact. If completed, the project aims to spark a revolution in high-rise construction to create urban forests. There's also the added advantage that wooden structures perform better in earthquakes.
All right, let's remind our listeners of the quiz again. Sean?
Math is the abbreviated form of number 1, mathematics, or number 2, mathematician.
네, 총 5분께 추첨을 통해서 쿨링 스포츠 젤 보내드리겠습니다. 노래 듣고 올게요. Our next song is Daniel Powter, Bad Day. All right, well, our discussion continues as we look at News Focus number 3. 자, 세 번째 뉴스 포커스 보도록 하겠습니다. 태국 국왕이 후궁인 자신의 배우자 시니나드 웡와 치라파크티의 모든 지위를 박탈했다고 합니다. 어제 태국 주요 언론들이 일제히 보도한 내용인데요. Let's listen to the story.
A royal consort in Thailand has been stripped of her titles by the king for her misbehavior and disloyalty against the monarch. An official announcement described the consort of trying to elevate herself to the same state as the queen. It has marked a sudden fall from grace for the royal consort, who is now painted as an ambitious schemer who abused her power and gave orders on the king's behalf. Thailand's king ascended the throne after the death of his father in 2016 and is currently married to his fourth wife, Queen Suthida.
네, 우리 작가님이 태국 편 여인 천하다 이런 얘기를 해주셨는데요. 자, 태국에서 한 100년 만에 후궁이라는 타이틀이 주어진 여성에게 몇 달 만에 모든 지위가 박탈됐습니다. consort라는 게 이제 후궁이라는 뜻이죠. Right?
Right, so consort in general means just a small team or a group. And so, but in this case, it means like the mistress or an additional wife.
Yeah.
So even in China and in many Asian countries, when there were emperors, they would have their wife or the empress, and then
Yeah.
they would have their many
Like
other
many
mistresses,
consorts, yeah.
and they would be each called consorts.
I
But as a
see.
group, they're also a consort. So it's like kind of taking the name of the group and just saying like, I'm a consort, I'm a consort. And so this is a case where it looks like they gave the title to a woman who did not become the queen.
Now, so talking about the queen, he does have another wife.
Yes, this is his fourth wife that he's currently married to.
Okay, so, oh my goodness, that's a lot of women we're talking about here.
Yes.
His fourth wife, and then he goes and marries a consort.
Well, he
and-
gave the title of consort. So I don't know if they go through an official marriage.
I see.
But it may have been a concession to her because he was going through a divorce, and then it was probably unclear who his next wife was going to be.
자, 그러면 어쨌든 지금 뭐 한 석 달 정도밖에 되지는 않았어요. 근데 후궁 결혼해서 이제 배우자라는 타이틀을 줬는데 이 후궁이 여왕 노릇을 하려고 한다라고 해서 문제가 좀 된 것 같습니다. 결국은 국왕이 이 후궁의 모든 지위를 박탈했다고 하네요. So we looked at consort there, and she has been stripped of her I suppose, title and everything because of her misbehavior.
Yeah, so misbehavior is misconduct, wrongdoing, malfeasance, basically acting badly.
그렇죠. misbehavior는 말 그대로 behavior라는 게 이제 어떤 행동이란 뜻이잖아요. 그래서 나쁜 품행이라는 뜻이 있습니다. It doesn't say exactly what she did, but we can sort of guess from the reports
Well,
that she...
yeah, it sounds like she gave orders on behalf of the king. That's a huge thing.
And she didn't take orders from the queen.
Right. So if she's going around the the country saying that you have to listen to me because I have power as the
see.
same as the king.
Treat me like the queen, and you know.
Yeah, I think that might anger the king.
Yeah, absolutely. She elevated herself.
Right. So elevate means to raise or lift, sort of like an elevator takes you to higher floors. So she tried to elevate herself to the same level as the queen.
Before she became the consort, wasn't she a bodyguard?
She was,
a
I believe, a
nurse?
nurse, and then she joined the military and
Yeah.
became a bodyguard.
I remember this
and-
story months ago, and I thought, what an interesting lady. She's very young as well, but she's fallen from that very high place. In fact, it's a fall of grace.
Yes, so if somebody falls from grace, that means they're publicly shamed. They had some sort of social position that was high, and because of some sort of bad behavior or misbehavior, they get publicly shamed and they are removed from that position.
그렇죠. 어떤 그러니까 뭐 위신이 하락할 때, 추락할 때 fall from grace라는 표현을 쓸 수 있습니다. All right, let's listen to this story one more time.
A royal consort in Thailand has been stripped of her titles by the king for her misbehavior and disloyalty against the monarch. An official announcement described the consort of trying to elevate herself to the same state as the queen. It has marked a sudden fall from grace for the royal consort, who is now painted as an ambitious schemer who abused her power and gave orders on the king's behalf. Thailand's king ascended the throne after the death of his father in 2016 and is currently married to his fourth wife, Queen Suthida.
All right. Well, our quiz question was not a maths question, but it kind of is. It's a math question in terms of the word math, but it's not an equation. What was the question? What is the answer?
Math is the abbreviated form of, number one, mathematics.
네, 1번 정답이고요. Congratulations. 박주현님, 최선경님, 조미진님, 끝번호 6762 쓰시는 분과 심초롱님, 쿨링 스포츠 젤 보내드리겠습니다. Sean, what is your expression of the day?
Intact.
Intact.
Intact. That means remaining the same.
온전하다라는 뜻입니다. Despite this whirlwind fill-in that you've had to do, sort of last minute, thank you for remaining intact. I am also mentally still intact, thanks to you.
Well, thank you. It was great to see that the show is still intact.
Yes. All right. Well, have
Yeah,
a
it's great
great
to be
day
here.
and I hope to see you again soon.
Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
All right. 전 선생님 보내드리면서요. 노래 듣고 오도록 하겠습니다. This is a Big Runga song. It's listening for the weather. And when we come back in hour 2, we'll look at Say What and also our travel segment with a special guest today filling in. And we'll find out who that is in just a bit. Here's Big Runga listening for the weather.